Hey there, and welcome to our Stubble & Co. Motion 20-liter backpack review. Here at Nomads Nation, we have been reviewing the world's best EDC and travel gear for the past 7 years. And in this video, we're gonna tear this bag apart. We're gonna fully pack it out, double check its advertised capacity. I'm gonna give you my brutally honest pros and cons and overall scores. And you're gonna wanna stick around to the end, because if you're not quite sold on this bag, I'll make 2 alternative suggestions that you might like a little bit better. Let's talk about the gist of the Stubble & Co. Motion 20-liter backpack. Stubble & Co. is a UK brand, and they've been doing some really interesting stuff, and I like them because they're sort of like a carry brand. What I mean by that is like they're in this carry community of crazy people like myself who are obsessed with bags, but they're also a little peripheral as well. So they're not in the heart of it, which means that they can kind of do their own thing at the same time. And this is a great example of that, because it's the first backpack of their new Motion collection. And the Motion collection, as the name suggests, is really meant for people who are active. So it's sort of crossover from that perspective. It's a bag that you can hike with, but also a bag that you can use as your day pack when you're traveling at a new destination. Let's run through some of its top features. We got this front kangaroo pocket that's secured via a clip at the top. 2 side pockets, quick access admin compartment at the top, half zip opening into the main compartment, another zipper opening into the main compartment to give you faster access to your laptop and or hydration bladder. We've also got a molded EVA back panel with a mesh cover. And just in regards to the harness system and back panel, we got a lot of really interesting design decisions, some of which I like, some of which I'm not as big of a fan of. We'll talk about that in detail 3 chapters from now. As the name suggests, Stubble & Co. claims this bag is 20 liters capacity. Let's double check that. All right, as you can see, the main compartment and the front pocket here, both fully packed out. Quick dimension check, 18 inches height, 11 inches width, and a fully packed out depth of around 8 inches. The top pocket is well designed. It actually has some decent volume of its own. You can see we're coming in around 3/4 of a liter. So you can see here we're at 5, 10, 15, in between around 15 and 20 liters. Let's call it around 17. I think if you include the kangaroo pouch and the water bottle pockets, you can definitely get to 20 liters in total. But I think having said that, it's gonna be a tight 20-liter fit. Stubble & Co. claims this bag weighs 1.7 pounds. And I'm getting 1.7 on the dot on scale number 1. And again, perfect 1.7 on scale number 2. As of recording, the Motion backpack comes in 3 different color options. All Stubble & Co. bags come with a 2-year warranty against manufacturing defects. And for all that, this bag runs around 170 USD. Now, it should be noted, if at any point in this review you are loving this bag and you're thinking about picking one up, or you want to find out more information, we do suggest doing so with the first link in the description below. 2 reasons why. First, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Okay, let's talk about the front of the Stubble & Co. Motion backpack. Kicking off with the aesthetic, definitely outdoorsy, right? Like the name is not deceiving. It's the Motion bag. This is going to look great on a trail, not out of place if you're running around the city with this bag. But because of that, it's definitely a bit more niche. You're not gonna probably wanna double up with this being your office bag, but it doesn't mean it's not versatile. I think that for day trips, if you're traveling, this could also be a great pick. So because of that, full disclosure, I'm definitely not like an authority in the world of running backpacks. So this review will mostly come through the lens of an urban and travel bag. Primary fabric is a 210D nylon. Nylon is a great fabric for a backpack, very abrasion resistant. It's gonna give you a bit of weather resistance as well. And 210D nylon is very, very thin, very, very light, which is why I'm jazzed up about this bag. I'm really into lightweight bags in general, even though I'm not like much of a hiker or runner, just because like it's gonna be more comfortable to wear. Stubble & Co.'s branding, not too loud. Let's talk about one of my favorite things about this bag, which is this front kangaroo pouch. I love these pouches, and it's funny, because I typically like more sleek and urban and business professional type bags. But then I tried out the Air Go Pack 2 many, many moons ago. And I've had that bag for years now. It's my go-to packable day pack, and it has that front kangaroo pouch on it. And it's just so handy. Obviously, this pouch would be handy if you're on the trail. Quick stash spot for your windbreaker when you get too hot, extra snacks, maybe a towel. But it's just really handy for anything. But I wanna see how much capacity it actually has, and to do that, we're gonna have to pack out the bag, so we'll test that in just a second. We've got a couple of external lash points for clipping things on the outside of your bag, and also another one here as well. Could be a good spot for a light, especially if you're using this bag when you're commuting on a bicycle. Let's talk about this admin pocket. First thing I don't love about this bag is the choice of the lining color. See here, it's black, and black for a lining, it does one thing really nicely. It's if you are taking this bag outdoors and it gets dirty, you're less likely to see that dirt. It conceals dirt very well. But that aside, it's sort of a black hole in there. You can't see where pockets end and where they begin. I would have much preferred if this was like a lighter color. Give me a gray, give me an orange. Just give me something to provide a bit of contrast. The pocket runs down to the top of the kangaroo pouch. Very nice design there, so those pockets aren't interfering with each other. Then we got a couple of power mesh pockets. Love this choice of fabric. Power mesh is very common on bags. It's very stretchy, very silky, feels great to the touch. We're just gonna miss being able to fit my over-the-ear Sony XM-H5 headphones in that pocket. I done f***ed up getting the non-foldables. Oh my God, look at that. The foldable Marshalls, absolutely fitting. And that's what I want to showcase with this pocket is, again, when we did the volume test, there's about, let's call it 3/4 of a liter of actual capacity, which means it has its own volume, which makes the pocket just a little bit more versatile so you can fit larger things when the time calls. Moving on, let's talk about the middle of the Stubble & Co. Motion Backpack. Now, for these water bottle pockets, we're gonna test them out, but just like with the front kangaroo pocket, it's best to test out when the bag is fully packed out. So we'll do that in 1 second. We got a classic half zip opening into the main compartment, and again, black lining. Not stoked about this. Let's check these zippers real fast. What are we looking at here? Also something I'm not stoked about. Stubble & Co. does not use name brand zippers. This is something that we've criticized them for in the past as well. I'm not saying that you need YKK zippers on your backpack. YKK is not the only great zipper company out there, but I can say that Coats is typically not considered like that YKK level of zipper expertise. Riri, SBS, Ultra Zips, these are all pretty good brands. Coats though, they don't have quite the same reputation, which is a little scary considering this bag isn't cheap, 170 USD, and it only has a 2-year warranty, because on a bag, your zipper is likely the first thing to go. It's not a guarantee, but if I had to put money on the first thing to go on a bag, I'm usually gonna put that bet on the zippers. Main compartment is pretty minimalist. We got 2 power mesh pockets here. Again, the beauty of power mesh is just how well it expands. You can see this bulky container of gum fits nicely. My Peak Design tote also. And I like this design choice because these pockets are more accessible. Some bag companies will put these pockets down lower, and that doesn't make any sense because whatever's in your bag, you know, the heavy gear, the big bulky bits, that's what like down here is for, and this gives you quicker access. But you will see that if we fully pack out the bag, these pockets will still be compromised. Let's pack this bag out like you're traveling with it, and I do think it's a bag that can work as a day pack very well. Let's start with the tech compartment. It says it can fit up to a 17-inch. Let's see if the Asus Vivo book confirms that claim. Oof. Wow, okay. Actually, not gonna lie, pretty impressive. It's not very common that like a 17 to 20 liter backpack in this size range can fit a 17-inch laptop. This just showcases like how lightweight of a build this bag actually has. There's not a lot of padding. There's no padding on here, right? There's not a lot of pockets that are interfering with each other. Therefore, it gives the bag more packing space. And then you can see we got this top zipper right here, which gives you quicker access to your laptop. Love everything about that. Whew. Really nice false bottom too, coming to about right here on the bag, just like midway through the Stubble & Co. logo. It just means that the laptop is very well elevated from the bottom of the bag. So when you drop your backpack, you don't hear that thud. You hear that? That's fabric on wood, not like metal on wood. Sometimes when I do that, it's a much louder, more terrifying sound. So very impressive laptop protection. Or if you don't want to use it for a laptop, see right here, we've got this little Velcro latch point. You can undo that and connect a hydration bladder, which then runs through the shoulder strap and comes through the other side. For our day trip, we got a tech pouch, headphones case, and now see what's happening here. These pockets, still accessible, but when we start filling the bag a little bit more, you can say bye-bye to those pockets. Don't have enough room for the book, and this is an important point to note that the size, you know, it's like 16 liters in that main compartment, 15 around there. Then you get the extra liter from the front, so it's not that full 20-liter experience. But if you are using this bag for more active things, hiking, running, biking, I still think it's a perfect size for that. Just a little bit tighter than your traditional 20-liter bag. It's not 20 liters. All right, let's talk about our 1, 2, 3 friends here. Water bottles, kangaroo pouch. This is where the bag gets really interesting in my opinion. Love the fabric, it's very stretchy. Got a nice silky touch to it. Bag's fully packed out. Let's test out our 24-ounce Columbia water bottle. Easy peasy. And then we have a compression strap at the top, which you can use to compress the profile of your bag and also clip your water bottle onto here with as well. So you get a double whammy there. Let's test the 1 liter Yeti. See if we got a nice fit. Slide that on in, a little bit tighter, but still working very nice. These are very functional pockets, and they don't just work for water bottles, guys. You can throw your phone in there, throw a snack in there, umbrella for those rainy city days. A lot of versatility. And now for the front kangaroo pocket, again, using the same fabric. We've got this clip keeping everything together. Who makes you? Okay, we got Woojin Hardware, one of the best hardware makers in the game. And unlike the water bottle holders, there's no gusset at the bottom here. And I'm a really big fan of gussets because it just gives you a little extra carrying capacity, especially for bulky bits of gear. But Stubble & Co. clearly knows how to do gussets because we got a brilliant gusset at the bottom of the kangaroo pouch. And just to showcase different fits, that book from before couldn't fit in the main compartment. Totally fits in here now. Going a little thicker, we've got a Nintendo Switch case, also making the cut. Typical size tech pouch. Oh yeah, dude, good to go. You clip that in. I just love pouches like these. And this tech pouch right here is 3 liters. So if you count the fact that the kangaroo pouch can accommodate an extra 3 liters of space, then you're getting the full 20-liter picture in terms of how much the bag can carry. One last note in the middle, we have a top handle. Not crazy about this. Don't get me wrong, I like how sleek it is. It looks great, and it's actually quite nice to the touch. We're using very high quality materials here. And it's very well reinforced. We've got bar tack stitching on both sides. It's really well executed. The problem is just carrying your bag like this for long periods of time isn't gonna be a fun time. Typically a great backpack top handle will be padded, there'll be cushion, maybe some mesh at the bottom, just making it a bit more of a pillowy experience, which this cord is not. Not a deal breaker for me, but something to definitely be aware of. Now, before we jump into the next section, I gotta let you know that if you are enjoying this review, I'd like to welcome you again to Nomads Nation, but also tell you that here at NN, we don't just do reviews on our YouTube channel, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And the newsletter kind of takes this whole gear thing to the next level, where I give you like a 30,000 foot look out at this industry as a whole. And I'm bringing on a weekly basis to your inbox the newest drops, limited edition collabs, industry trends, plus access to our discount codes and giveaways. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in this incredible community, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. Let's talk about the back of the Stubble & Co. Motion 20-liter backpack. And this is where things get really interesting. We got some risks going on with this bag. We got some innovation. We got some things that I love, some things that I don't love. Let's start with pockets on the shoulder straps, because I typically do not like pockets on the shoulder straps. I think that the shoulder straps are bearing the weight of the bag, right? And then you got a bunch of stuff in the main compartment. The shoulder straps are pressing up against your body, and it's just usually not a great location to store things, and definitely not an easy location to grab those things, right? There's just a lot of pressure here. But it depends on the design of those pockets, what you're being advertised to carry on those pockets, and what you actually carry in those pockets. Because what kills me is when brands are like, yo, we made a phone pocket on the shoulder strap. And I test all these out, and they just never work. The only decent one that I've tried is the Peak Design Outdoor Backpack 18 liter for a phone pocket. They did it pretty well, but the shoulder straps look ridiculous because they had to be increased in their width to be able to accommodate a pocket that could actually fit your phone comfortably. Pocket can't even fit your phone. Here's my iPhone 13, and I'm not even able to get that in there. 1, 2, so we got 3 pockets in total. One quick stash pocket, ideal, in my opinion, for your AirPods. But you can also put your AirPods in the zipper pocket here as well. This is the tallest pocket. And then we also have another side stash pocket, chapstick, perfect spot for it. These pockets are pretty small. This larger one can fit some larger bits of gear. You can see my wallet can fit in there. And what you put in here is just gonna kind of vary depending on what experience you wanna have, right? Like you might be able to put a flashlight in here, no problem. We don't have a flashlight prop, sorry guys. But then you're gonna have this really hard metal object right here that's compromising comfort a little bit. But if you're looking for more shoulder strap carrying options, I gotta say Stubble & Co. did a really nice job with this. Just don't expect them to hold your phone or anything larger very comfortably. External lash points right here. You can clip more things onto the outside of your bag, or you can use it to secure the hydration bladder hose. Let's talk about the back panel and just overall comfort in general. This is a bag that really breathes. Look at this EVA foam design on the back panel. You can see that actually each one of these ribs is 3D. It's foam, which means you got a lot of airflow that can go in there, and that's further enhanced by this mesh. And then you can see we're using a second mesh. Now here's the deal. I don't love these meshes, but it also depends on what you're trying to accomplish or what you like. Pros for these meshes: they got some good grip to them. Some people don't like it when their bag is a little like silky on the shoulder strap lining. And the reason being, it slides off their shoulder all the time. But this bag, you're not gonna have to worry about that because this mesh is gnarly. and it is very, very grippy. But on the flip side, what I don't like about it is it's quite coarse. You can see you have all these ventilation holes, and the mesh itself has to be very durable. So it just feels very tough and very rigid. And if you're outdoors, let's say you're hiking with a tank top on, this is gonna like possibly tear up your shoulders, irritate your shoulders. I'm a little dramatic sometimes. Tara, we're not gonna bleed your own blood, but we're gonna have some abrasion for sure. But again, if ventilation is what you're going for, look at, we even have holes in the shoulder strap foam. So this bag is definitely gonna breathe, especially on those hotter summer days. And I live in Hong Kong, so I know a thing or two about hot and sweaty summer days. Now, one thing on this bag that I'm not personally a huge fan of is the choice of the design on the shoulder strap webbing. You can see that we have the shoulder strap, and then we have the webbing right here, and you have like this sort of triangle. Now, a typical backpack is just gonna be connected from shoulder strap to the back panel with one nylon webbing connection point. And I was very annoyed by this dual connection point system we have here. I just found it to be like cumbersome. I noticed the webbing more, which didn't make it uncomfortable, but it makes it noticeable, which is kind of uncomfortable in its own way. But also we have now an extra dangle problem where when you tighten by actually pulling up, which is bizarre. Then you gotta get the dangle stoppers here, but now we got a bunch of excess dangle happening here. Should be noted, I'm a smaller dude, I'm 5'8", so if you're, a bit bigger, you might not have the same dangle problem. But all of this is for good reason, because if you're running with this bag, which is what it was designed for and intended for, it just kind of helps to keep it more stable. So if you're running, you're on the trail, you're cycling with the bag, this is just gonna create more security, especially if you like to pull the bag like nice and tight. So kind of a pro and a con there, which is why I definitely wanna say that I think this is a bag that's for somebody who's very athletic first. This is probably not gonna be my first choice for a traveling day bag, but if you're athletic and you want that athletic bag that can also double up as a day bag, now Stubble & Co. is talking my language. Hey guys, real fast, Aaron here from the future. I actually realized that we missed a key feature on the back panel of the Stubble & Co. Motion Backpack, which is a very impressively well hidden hip belt. Right here, included in the bag. And props to Stubble & Co. because I've reviewed a lot of bags and I totally missed this. That's because of, props to them again, just how well this is designed and how seamlessly this fits into this hidden pocket right there. It secures with an awesome Duraflex clip and has some dangle stoppers as well. And really, this is like where the motion part of the backpack gets taken to the next level. Because if you are running with this bag, you don't want it flopping all over the place. This hip belt will keep the bag significantly more secure. Quick little test. It should be noted, like a lot of bags this size that have a hip belt, it's less of a hip belt and more of a belly button belt. My belly button's here. We are an inch north of the belly button. Yeah, if your goal is to keep this bag solidified and not moving, really tight and flush in your body, the hip belt is a nice little addition. Okay, hidden hip belt is covered. Let's jump back into the full review. Sternum strap helps to take the weight off your lower back. Very nicely designed, easy to maneuver up and down. We also have a little dangle stopper here as well. And, ooh, Duraflex hardware. Oh, Stubble & Co., you cheeky buggers. We got Duraflex and Woojin on the same bag. It's like having a wife and a girlfriend. All right, so tightening this up, you gotta give it the pull, and it just feels like it's hugging you, like a nice bear hug, but a comfortable, cozy bear hug. And the bag feels as supportive as any bag I've ever done this with has ever felt. Especially when you add in the chest strap on top of it, it just feels very secure. Do the run test. Yeah, it's legit. If this is an urban bag, it would be flopping all over the place. I feel like Chris Farley. Now it's time for the most crucial part of this review though. Let's talk about the overall pros and cons of the Stubble & Co. Motion Backpack. Pro number one, the kangaroo pouch, it slaps. It's just awesome. Pro number two is the extra security you're gonna be getting with the shoulder strap webbing design. And pro number three for me is just gonna be all the ventilation this bag is gonna give you. If you like oxygen on your chest and your back when you're wearing a backpack, it's gonna be hard to beat this bag. But on the flip side, all bags have cons. Here are three of mine. Con number one, the choice of lining color, not my fave. Con number two is gonna be some comfort compromises when it comes to the top handle. And con number three, although we're getting a ton of ventilation, you might be doing so at the cost of your shoulders. These are just, they're coarse. And like, I've reviewed other bags like this, the minimal M38 and the minimal M20 day bag. They use, I think, the exact same mesh. And it's just the same thing. Like, it's gonna be durable, it's gonna breathe. It's It's just a little rough, that's all. Now let's take these overall pros and cons, mash them together, and give you my overall scores. Should be noted, these scores, personal guys, just based on my experience using this bag. So for comfort, I'm gonna give it like a complicated score, where it's 4 out of 5. Like, we got perfect width in the shoulder straps, really nice padding, plus the extra support here, sternum strap. Like, this is just, it's an outdoor bag. And outdoor bags are always more comfortable than urban bags. They don't have to follow the same rules that urban bags have to follow. They don't have to look as sexy. They just have to like work really well. This thing works really well with the comfort. The one caveat being just how coarse this mesh is. Tab just tried to put this on without his shirt on, and how'd that go for you?
I still feel it.
Still feels it, cool. Yeah, so you're gonna wanna be clothed. No exposed shoulders. As long as you're doing that and you got a shirt on, you should be fine. Last scored, final answer, comfort is 4 out of 5. Now for value, I'm gonna give this bag a 2.5 out of 5. For me, it's not a bad score, it's just like a middle of the road score. I don't think this bag is priced egregiously, but I do know that Osprey has some bags that are similar to this that you can buy for half the price. And for my overall score, I'm gonna give this bag a 3.5 out of 5. It's a focus bag, it knows what it's doing. I think there's some quirks and some compromises, especially with the coarseness of the shoulder straps here. But if you're looking for an athletic bag that can also double up for traveling, this thing's awesome, it slaps, it's a good bag. And just a reminder, if you agree and you're thinking about picking one of these bags up and you're gonna make a purchase, we do recommend doing so with the first link in the description, because that link makes sure you get the best price, and if we have any discount codes, that's what they'll be. But if you're not quite sold on the motion, let's talk alternatives. First up, if you are new to the Nomads Nation channel, you should definitely check out our leaderboards ranking video. This is where myself and the rest of the Nomads Nation squad, we all get together and we pick our favorite bags in different bag categories. EDC, urban, travel. It's just the best way to get an idea of what the best options are in the market, and I've gone ahead and linked that above. Also, if you don't know, here at Nomads Nation, we actually started our own bag company. That's right, after reviewing over 300 bags, I got the burning desire to build my own bag. That brand's called Firo. We've launched our own sling, our own day pack, and our own travel bag. We're building our own passionate community. I'm really proud of what we've done there. If you want to learn more, you can do so at firo.co or with the second link in the description. But if we're really close with the motion, here's 2 bags that might get you a little bit closer. Alternative number 1 is going to be the Osprey Daylite Plus. Great pick for you if you're in the market for that kind of athletic, crossover travel bag, but you're on a bit more of a budget. Osprey is one of the GOAT bag manufacturers of all frickin' time. And what they do so well is make such high quality gear, but bring it at such an accessible price point. It doesn't make any sense how they can do it, but they do. Osprey is amazing. And my second alternative suggestion will be the Peak Design Outdoor Backpack 18 liter. Great pick for you if you're looking for that kind of outdoorsy travel bag, but you got a bit more money to spend and you want the cream of the crop. Because while Stubble & Co is doing so many awesome things with this bag, Peak Design's kind of elevating it. Better water bottle holders, better shoulder strap pockets, better materials, better warranty. No kangaroo pouch though, should be noted. This kangaroo pouch is pretty freaking awesome. I'm not gonna lie, like all these bags are great. You just gotta figure out which one checks the most boxes on your list. And to learn more about the 2 alternatives, you can just go ahead and watch these videos here. If you got any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you guys next time.